Can you make sure you get Kim? Hello, I'm Caroline Harrison, and this is my demonstration speech. A lot of people worry about defending themselves, but it may have occurred to some of you that all you need in life is 2 fists and grit. However, it is possible to throw a punch incorrectly and hurt yourself more than another opponent. So today I will be teaching you how to throw a correct punch. There are 3 easy steps to throw a correct punch, and that's going to be to have the correct stance, the correct arm and fist position, and the correct aim to the opponent. I was in Taekwondo for 5 years and I have my black belt, so throwing a punch is something that we did very commonly there. So to begin, you're going to want to find a very strong stance. So you're going to spread your feet apart about shoulder width, and you're going to make sure that your dominant leg is backwards. That way you can use it as a source of force later. So once your dominant leg is backwards, you're going to balance your weight over your feet equally. That way, because if you're leaning too far forward, you're likely to fall, and if you're leaning backwards, you're likely to throw yourself spinning. And once you have your weight centered equally, you're also going to stay on your toes so that you can increase mobility sideways and backwards. To throw the actual punch, first you need to begin with forming the correct fist. So if you raise your hand like so, curl your first fingers under like this into your palm. Second, you are going to take your thumb and curl it into your fingers like so. If you take your thumb and you place it like this into your hand and you punch something, you're likely going to break your thumb. And then if you place it anywhere else, you won't have as much force being transferred into your punch. Another important aspect of the punch is maintaining a straight line between your wrist and your arm. So that way the force is distributed forward without breaking your arm. If you bend your wrist upwards and you punch, you're very likely to break or injure your wrist. And if you go sat down like this, you just won't have as much force going towards your opponent and it will not be as effective. Also, whenever you punch, your force is going to be aimed at these first 2 knuckles. So if you punch forward, like so, you'll have the maximum amount of force transferring forward. If you roll your fist as you punch, like this, your force will be transferred outwards and you will also very likely injure your wrist this way as well. So remember to maintain a straight line and to have a strong fist. The actual motion will begin with your back leg where you will draw force, and the force will extend up through your leg, through your shoulder, down through your fist, and to a target. Your other arm will be placed on this side of your body, and as you punch, you will have a twisting motion, and then this arm will come back to counterbalance your movement. So if you watch slowly, there will be a twisting motion, and then this arm will go back. So once more, the twisting motion, the force coming from your back leg, through your fist, and the twist. So this is the actual movement for the punch. The other important part of the punch is knowing where to punch. So if you're looking at an opponent, there are 3 good places that are pretty good to punch. Let me just get this out. So the solar plexus area right here, there's a bundle of nerves here that when struck directly and forcefully will leave an opponent gasping and you will have time to get away. So a direct punch right to this area of the body. The other good place to punch would be the throat area. Slight contact to the throat is uncomfortable as it is, but if you punch or strike there very forcefully, your opponent will be less gasping and sputtering, and you'll likely be able to get away before they can get back up. The other good place to punch would be the chin area. The chin area has been dubbed by many prize fighters and UFC fighters as the button. It is named as such because the chin, the jawline, extends back towards the brain, and when enough forward force is applied to the chin, it will send force back to the brain and your opponent will immediately pass out. So apply force directly to the chin, like so. So once again, that's going to be the solar plexus right here, the throat area right here, and the chin. So in summary, to throw the punch, you need to have your strong stance, the straight line extending from your fist through your arm, and then the twisting motion. And then you also need to know where to aim, to the solar plexus, the throat, or the chin. Fighting should be avoided at all costs unless you are in a structured fighting environment such as Taekwondo or Karate where there are tournaments. You should try to diffuse situation through words. However, if the need arises, you should be able to defend yourself quite effectively with a good punch. Thank you.